hotel with none other than, well, I'm just not even going to give him an introduction. So controversial and so groundbreaking and all these other things. It's none other than the Mr. J.L. King.
Good afternoon. Good evening. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me to be a guest on your show.
You're most definitely welcome.
So hold on.
Yeah.
The introduction.
The introduction.
Let me introduce the most controversial, groundbreaking. I like groundbreaking.
Right.
You know, that controversial thing.
No, but the controversial thing is real.
It is
Well, for those of you who don't know who this gentleman is, he is single-handedly blown the lid off of the DL situation here in America, you know, with the black men and everything like that. So, I mean, you wrote the book On the Down Low.
New York Times bestseller, 30 consecutive weeks.
Wow.
On the New York Times bestselling list in the top 10.
Definitely.
So that's some serious.
And you have another book out right now, too,
I came out with another book right after that book because there was a need for me to continue telling the story.
Right.
I didn't want to write a second book because just the first book alone just changed my life so drastically.
Right.
So, but I felt like I had to tell more about the story.
Right.
Because so many people were taking the message the wrong way.
Let me ask you, how is it intended to be taken, and how did people take it?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, it was my story. I was not trying to tell the story of every black gay man self-identified or bisexual man. I was telling my story.
Right.
Even in the book, I wrote several times in the first book, I'm telling my story. I'm not trying to speak for no one else.
Right.
I say in the first book that I'm not saying that every black man is on the down low.
Right.
I said it several times in the book.
Right.
I also said in the first book several times that I'm not talking about black gay men. But no one heard any of that.
Nobody heard any of that.
All they heard
what they wanted to hear.
He is calling every black man closet, sensitive, down low, sitting with men.
Right.
He said that every down low man walks around and purposely infects women and men with HIV, every last one. And he said that the women don't trust black men. That's the only thing people heard. Even though it was very clear in black and white, but that's all people heard. So when I did the open
show,
they
heard things that you didn't say.
I did not say. And the people who did not like the fact that I was telling the story took those mistruths and really just blew them out of proportion.
Right.
So my people, my PR machine, had to spend a lot of time trying to make sure that the right message was told.
Right.
And I tell people all the time that, yes, I'm very happy that I have the success that I have as an author.
Right.
Especially since I've never looked at myself as a writer.
Right.
And now they have this claim to fame.
Right.
But at the same time, it comes with a lot of responsibility.
Right.
Because I still can't go anywhere without people coming up to me and say, hey, Mr. Download.
Right.
Or I saw you on Oprah.
Right.
People will not allow me to grow and move from that. Because the same person you saw on Oprah is not the same person talking to you this afternoon.
How have you changed? And what do you attribute to changing you?
Man, learning to love myself more than I will allow someone else to hate me, to accept who I am, and to be honest with my family. First, I'm a father. I have 3 kids, so 3 adult children. So once I got
How old are your kids?
Oh man, 20s.
Okay.
So for me to get their love and respect and support, I didn't care what anybody else said about me or thought what they thought about me. So once I got that okay, then I was able to accept the fact that I am a same gender loving brother, that I am bisexual. I can appreciate both, and I don't know I have to hide who I am.
Right.
Once I learned to love myself, accept who I was, it was easy for me to step out there and say to the world, like I've said so many times, yes, I have sex with men, and yes, I have sex with women. Yes, I can appreciate both. But today, I choose to be honest with that one person that I'm with.
Right.
I always tell people all the time whenever I do an interview that who I sleep with does not define who I am.
Right.
A lot of times we get so caught up on who a person sleeps with to identify their personality, their attitude, what they think, and how they feel about issues. But that's not the truth. I'm a tax-paying, Christian, father, entrepreneur, businessman.
Right.
On top of being an author, publisher, etc.
Right.
So just don't pick one of those things and try to judge me based on my sexual orientation.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Well, I'm going to ask you a series of questions to lead to something. So you do believe that anything is possible, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
And do you believe that anybody is capable of doing anything?
If they try, yes.
Okay. So with those things said, if you acknowledge that anything is possible and that anybody's capable of anything, does that not mean that, like, in essence, everybody is everything? So, like, everybody is straight, everybody is gay, everybody is bi, everybody is everything. Like, would you agree with that statement?
That almost sounds like a trick question. It almost sounds like a trick question. I think that people are born the way that they are supposed to be. I know homosexuality, bisexuality, and I may not be answering your question, but I just think that sexuality is something that you are born with. And I have argued with people.
You think that you're born with a sexual orientation?
Yes, I do.
But don't you think that things that are more than what you can control kind of help to mold the person that you are?
I don't think that homosexuality or sexual orientation is a learned behavior.
I don't think it's a learned behavior, but I don't know if you're born like that.
I think you are, because I think that if you come by your mother's womb, I know twins, but one is straight and one is homosexual, heterosexual, homosexual. I know twins, but they both. I know a woman in Chicago, where I'm from, who has 5 sons, and every last one of her sons is gay. I know another woman who has 5 daughters, and all 5 of her daughters are lesbians.
Okay.
And they knew that they were lesbian or homosexual when they were kids. I knew when I was in the 3rd grade.
You knew that you were attracted to boys?
Yes. And in writing my first book, I interviewed over 5,000 black men. From the youngest was 18, the oldest was 78 years old. One of the questions I asked these brothers in my survey, as I collected data in my book, was, if you could take a pill to change your desire or abort your desires you have for men, would you take the pill?
What was the general
Every
consensus?
last one of them said yes. I didn't have not one brother out of 5,000 that I asked, if you could take a pill to abort your desire for having sex with men, would you take the pill? Every last one of them said